more, but also Katt Williams interview. Did you watch that?
Okay, I did not watch the entire interview. I know.
I watched 2 hours.
Okay, you who never watch anything.
I actually watched. My friend made me. He turned it on and goes, "Sit down, take off your shoes, and watch." And I was like, "It's the first time I've seen something sitting on a couch for longer than like 30 minutes."
Okay, I heard that I should watch it. Everybody said, "Yeah, just sit down and watch the whole thing." Because I did see bits and clips,
right.
And from the bits and clips, I'm like, all right, it's just another comedian who is burnt out. You know what I mean?
And he's sick of everyone's shit.
He's sick of everyone's shit.
But
and I'm gonna say it on here also. So for 2025, my goal is that I'm gonna only do clean comedy. I know, I get the same looks. Everybody is like, yeah,
Imre,
that's not gonna happen.
Who are you?
I know. People are. I just want to see if I can do it. Not forever. Just I want to try it for a year. I will try
a whole freaking year. Why not just like once a week?
Just to write clean. I started writing clean, and just try to be funny for everybody.
Yeah, like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! Okay, cool. Welcome to everybody to the 2024 version of Psst, Did You Hear That podcast with me, Mehesz, and
Flo Funny.
Yay! And 2024 is starting out great because we got a no call, no show. I mean, that's fired, right? When I was working, if you are a no call, no show, that's immediately you are fired.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yep. So anyway, it's just the two of us today, which is like the very first episode. I remember when we recorded the first time. Actually, I don't remember it at all. I don't remember what we talked about.
It's gone.
I think so far this is our 14th or 15th episode now or something like that. So we recorded that's over 18 hours just talking stupid comedy stuff. Okay, it's weird that I've been like sideways. But anyway, what are your New Year's plans, 2024, comedy-wise?
Get in as much as possible.
That's my goal for everything. Just get in as much as possible. I can't. My brain is just like right there. I'm like, yep, I'm getting in.
As much as possible before I die. Although I already feel like I'm half dead, but...
Nice.
Yeah.
But so the reason why I brought it up because a couple of people I know personally, they quit over time. Like they were doing it for a couple of years. They were relatively successful to whatever they were doing, and they are just done. And I think that's one of my biggest fear, other than public speaking. No, I'm just kidding. But other than that is, when am I gonna feel like I don't want to do this anymore?
Right. Oh, that's like.
You know what I mean? Has it ever happened?
Like,
here's my thing. I've been 6 years in, and I was about 6 months before I went up on stage. I was at open mics all the time. I was just watching people do comedy, which is the worst. But so 6.5 years in, I never once had the feeling that I'm tired of this. And we are at mics almost every day, so that's thousands of days. I don't know. Somebody else do the math, but it's a lot of days. And so far, I know it's only 6 years. Like I know people for like 20 years, but so far it has never happened to me that what, I'm just done with this. Yeah. Have you ever felt like it?
No, done, never. But I've gone through, actually recently, phase of just not mentally in it. But I would never in my head say I'm done. Okay. I just have a moment of I'm burnt out. I just have too much on my plate in life. Mm-hmm. So, but comedy shows kept going. I'm talking about, I guess, open mics. I gave a break from open mics and my new material. Like I slowed down with writing and performing, which is looking back, it's like, dang, but personal stuff kind of.
Sure. I mean, that happens. I was just curious more about like, have you ever felt like, you know what?
Not yet.
I want to do something else.
Not yet.
Like
Not yet.
yeah, me neither. That's why I'm like, it's so weird to me that you spend years and years developing yourself on stage. Let's say 5 years, right? And then you're like, you know what?
Done.
I want to do something else from scratch. Like, to me, that's, especially maybe I'm older, you know, I mean, and maybe that's, to me, is like, this is my last hope. If this doesn't work out,
My last
nothing,
hope. It's
nothing
over.
else will work out. You know what I mean? Maybe because I'm older, so I'm looking at it differently than young people. Maybe if I was 20, I could see like, you know what, this was fun. Okay, let me go.
Try something else.
Yeah, let me go learn something else, like fishing or something.
Yeah, it's no, I have not. That has not crossed my mind yet. I want to do more, just like you said, new year, kind of get in as much as possible until I can't do any more. But, you know, also Katt Williams interview, did you watch that?
Okay, I did not watch the entire interview. I know.
I watched 2 hours.
Okay, you who never watch anything.
I
you
actually watched. My friend made me. He
You
turned it
shouldn't
on
say
and goes, sit down, take off your shoes and watch. And I was like, it's the first time I've seen something sitting on a couch for longer than like 30 minutes.
Okay, I heard that I should watch it. Everybody said, yeah, just sit down and watch the whole thing. Because I did
Comedian.
see bits and clips.
Right.
And from the bits and clips, I'm like, all right, it's just another comedian who is burnt out. You know what I mean?
And he's sick of everyone's shit.
He's sick on everyone's shit.
But he's not burnt out. He's going.
Not burnt. Yeah, I probably used the wrong phrase. Not burnt out, but you know, okay. Blah, blah.
No,
So,
but no, I know what you mean. Burnt out in the
like
fact of
complaining.
sick of other people.
Right.
That part, burnt out about that.
Sure.
Not of his love for comedy.
So maybe I need to. I need to watch
should watch
that.
it.
And who was the other
I
one?
have more respect for Katt Williams. Actually, after I watched it, I'm like, when is Katt Williams coming to Jacksonville next? April, February in Orlando? And I'm like,
I've seen 2 of his specials. He's funny. It's just funny. He was in the theater, the Florida Theater in Jacksonville. I think he
Okay.
actually recorded one of his specials here. So he actually likes Jacksonville.
right, Duval County.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the ball.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm not.
but
No,
anyway.
I'm not that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Duval.
what did you think about the interview?
It was good. He just spoke the truth, man, and it just shows how dirty things can get.
Sure.
And how messed up things can get trying to do comedy and trying to, you know, and then he was saying how most comedians, at least if you're over in LA, like a bigger goal is to get on movies, comedies, like shows and stuff. Like,
Sure.
so, but yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin with what all the stuff he said, but he just called people out for their BS.
Mm-hmm.
And that person, oh no. That's not true. And I don't know, I just have a lot of respect for him now. I think everybody, and he was calling people out who stole his jokes, and that's a comedian's worst nightmare, at least
Sure.
for me. Like, dang, like, why?
Yeah.
You suck that much?
Yeah, right. Like you
So
can't
he-
write your own material.
And he had proof of showing
I believe
someone
it,
taking
yeah.
his. He did it in this year, and then they showed that someone else did the same friggin' thing years later. Thank goodness they had it recorded, but you know,
No. And especially on that level, like, you know,
on that
our,
level,
right, on our level,
right?
Like, okay, well, I'm gonna steal Flo's joke and then perform it. Nobody else is gonna know unless we both know, whatever.
Right.
But on that level,
On that level,
and especially if it's released, maybe on a special or something.
that's stupid.
I'm like, what are you doing?
That's the dumbest thing you could do.
Okay, and I have to watch it. I'm curious. But yeah, joke stealing is brutal. So, I've been writing since I was a kid. So plagiarism is like this mega anti whatever for me. Like, I hate plagiarism.
It's worse since 2020 when all the kids went online.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was copied and pasted because it was all electronic. No one had to write anything.
Yeah, I believe it.
So this generation coming up.
Right. Maybe that's why I do dark comedy. Because it's just harder to... First of all, you have to have the delivery and the cadence. And like, for example, I don't know. I don't want to name names, but somebody is not going to do my dark material because it's not who they are. And that's not necessarily who they want to represent. Oh my gosh. So I posted, I don't know if you heard my Bruce Willis bit. Shout out Bruce Willis. Hopefully you're going to be okay by the time this comes out. But I got so much hate. I posted a Bruce Willis bit about his sickness. Oh my God. It was crazy. I'm like, really? And that's all, like every day, not every day now, but every day I went over there and I just read the hate comments. You suck. You know, this is horrible. This is not even funny. The longest laugh I got on it. You know what I mean? It's like 10 seconds. Like people were laughing. It is funny.
Really?
Yeah. And the people
all
hated
the hate. Oh, yeah.
I did get some love. So if you like the post, I love you. Thank you.
I'll have to check it out now.
But it was crazy, and people are like, "You're not funny. This is disrespectful." I'm like, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just like, whatever. Anyway, it's hilarious. It is comedy.
So that was Instagram or
I think I put it on
Facebook.
What is it? TikTok and
YouTube.
YouTube. So the problem with TikTok, Happy New Year, I locked myself out of my account and I can't get it back. Because I had a recovery email, and when I do the recovery email,
that never happens to me.
It logs into my other account. So somehow these two accounts got mixed up. And so you log in. So I completely lost my account. I'm going to have to create a new one or just crap on TikTok from now on. I don't know. But yeah, I lost my login. So I can't post anymore over there. I have to create a new handle or something. It's
Dang,
just, I know it sucks. It's not like I had a lot of followers, but I did have a couple of videos with a couple of thousands of views, which I enjoyed. You know, it's fun.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oof, that's another nightmare.
I know. I hope I don't have to. I hope it never happen again. The thing is, I have like 10 different TikTok accounts, and somehow it got mixed. The emails.
You have 10 different TikToks.
Okay, maybe 6 or 8.
That's a lot of TikToks.
It is a lot. I have a YouTube more. Because I do a lot of stuff, and every stuff that I do has a separate YouTube
thing.
channel.
Right, that's what I was. Right,
because they say don't mix content.
Oh my gosh, Imre, this is what I've been telling people, and that's why I have like 6 Instagrams. But then someone else who thought they knew what they were talking about was like, just keep posting, just post everything, because that's why now my comedy channel that was originally comedy, I put dance and me. I have other Instagrams, so you think I should probably just stick to comedy for this one and then keep going with, it's a lot of work though.
Okay, so here is what they say, right? You start posting everything first, just to see followers. What sticks. You see, hey, this post got 50,000 whatever views, the others got 100. What was that 50,000, and push that. Let's say your dance videos get 50,000, but your jokes get 50. Take out the jokes, just post dance videos.
Even though my goal is comedy?
Yes. Separate the comedy from the dance.
What do you mean? Have a separate channel?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I would do. But again, I'm
old,
so
doing.
I don't know.
I think, you know what? I need it, but yeah.
I've been doing that, and like my writing is separate, my comedy is separate. I have music channels and stuff like that.
That's what I've been freaking saying.
But I can tell you, it's a lot of work.
Oh my God. I mean, I was really good at keeping up with posting on this one. I had one in Portuguese too. I still have one. It's Flo Funny Gringa Louca. You do too?
No.
In another language?
No. I just said see. I was joking. Isn't see? Yes.
Sing.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't speak Portuguese.
Sing.
I have 94 days on Duolingo in Spanish. So apparently
So do I.
Yes. Duolingo.
Yeah.
Find
Spanish.
me on Duolingo. I need more
Vamos a hablar en
friends.
español.
See. It is so funny. So Duolingo is more like writing and reading. And I'm pretty good at it. Like I can say, donde está biblioteca or whatever.
Wow.
Donde está baño? I know baño, the bathroom.
El baño.
El baño. You see, I messed it up. But because when you read it, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the same problem. I talked about it earlier in a different episode. French. Like I could read French pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But when you speak it or I hear it, I'm like, what? I'm like, not even close. So it's different. But I don't know. Do you think there is an age limit when you just can't learn a new language?
It's probably just harder. I think you can always learn.
So when I was a kid, I obviously I spoke Hungarian. I had to learn Russian, like 2 hours a day, every day. So I'm pretty sure I was, I could speak Russian if I wanted to. I'm pretty sure I still could. Just trigger me with some shit that whatever. And then I learned English when I was older, and now I'm trying to learn French. I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I feel like it's harder. even though I speak multiple languages, or at least I'm familiar with multiple languages. Japanese, I tried to learn Japanese for 1.5 years.
Wow.
I know.
So you also like trying new things too?
Definitely. I'm going to start a YouTube channel and just learning languages. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Go
for it.
That would be funny.
Dang.
Hey, new podcast. We should start a new podcast. You teach me Spanish, I teach you, or not, Portuguese, and I teach you Hungarian or something.
Shoot. So I should start a dance channel, huh?
Okay, so
I keep mixing that up.
what is the goal, right? Do you want to have followers? Do you just want to do something on the side next to your normal career? Because then do that.
The goal is followers.
Right. So my approach is totally different because I do everything I do out of passion and love. Like I love comedy, I do it. I don't care how many followers I have. Of course, would I like 1 million followers? Of course. Do I care that I don't have 1 million first? A little bit. But what I'm saying is I'm doing it. I would do it regardless, even if I had 0 followers. And that's what I do. So I put it out there. And luckily I have followers pretty much on most of my channels. Not a lot. But I have, I have people that are interested in my stuff, which I like. It's cool. But none of them is viral. Because guess what? Once I find what goes viral, and I can monetize it somehow, and I can quit my day job,
we're set.
You're set.
For life.
And the funny thing is, it's not even a lot of money, right? If you think, I'm not talking about millions of dollars. I'm thinking about just a little bit of money a month.
Just a little bit of money.
That constantly comes in. And I would be all set. Like, hey, give me that stuff. I do have 0 followers on Patreon. I don't really push Patreon that much.
I don't even know what it is.
So, Patreon, you know what a patron is. So somebody gives you money because they like the stuff you do. Like poets, musicians used to make money back like a long time ago. So patrons. And that's the idea of Patreon. Hey, give me a little bit of money every month, and then hopefully you have 1,000 people giving you $5 a month, and you make $5,000. And if you just look at the numbers, those are not extreme numbers. You know what I mean? A coffee for a person. Can you influence 1,000 people, or can you impress 1,000 people with your stuff? And that, to me, that's the goal. Like it doesn't matter what takes off. Like I'm passionate about music. It's on the back burner now, but I'm coming out with an album. Do you see my Facebook post when I post like, hey, my album is coming out, and it's always a different genre? But I post it because I love design. Like, look at my cool table. So I like different stupid designy stuff. And sometimes I just design an album cover, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a drum and bass album cover. So I post it on Facebook. I'm like, hey, my new drum and bass album is dropping very soon in a store near you. And all this stupid stuff. And it's hilarious. But, I do writing, the comic books and stuff, and comedy, of course. So if either of those will work out enough that I can just make a living off of it, I'm doing it.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Down for the get down.
I mean, you gotta be ready to go. Like I have a couple, scripts. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. So you said people do comedy in LA because they want to get into movies, which is correct, right? We make movies in Hollywood and not Atlanta or wherever. New York, if you want to be a good writer for TV shows, maybe. You know what I mean?
TV shows?
Theater, yeah.
Theater.
Wherever they shoot TV shows, theaters, and you're there. But honestly, I don't think, especially now, I don't think you have to move.
You think comedy's better in New York than LA?
I have done comedy in New York. They love my stuff. So, of course, I'm going to say yes.
I have too.
And I love condensed cities. That's why Jacksonville is so spread out to me.
I hate that.
And New York, you didn't need a car. We were just walking around using the subway, the bus, whatever. And I loved that. Mm-hmm. Like even Atlanta is a lot smaller than New York. Condensation. Is that a word? I don't know. Condensed wise, I don't know. But even that, I like more than I like Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville, we have these stupid pockets. You cannot walk from one to another unless you have a half. You know what I mean? Like you have to drive everywhere.
You have to.
But if I remember correctly, that they did this on purpose. Because early 1900s, Jacksonville burned down to the ground. The entire city burned down. Like you could see the fire from Savannah and stuff like that. It was huge. And for that reason, they build these neighborhoods very far away from each other. So that can never happen. So if a neighborhood burns down, the others are safe. Which is a good idea. It just sucks for me right now.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jacksonville either.
What do you think about Orlando?
I don't know. It's not much difference, I guess. A little bit better. A little bit better. But
A little bit. Yeah. I lived there a little bit also for like a year.
I haven't done comedy there
Excuse
yet.
me. I have shout out to Rob Ford. I think he booked me on a show or two. It's just a drive. It's a 2.5. I did mics for sure. Like when I started, I drove down because we didn't have this many mics in Jacksonville. Now I can hop on a mic pretty much any time except on the weekends.
What's Friday?
Fresh Spot, Middleburg.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be weekly. Now it's monthly.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. But it used to be weekly. And, it's a different crowd for sure. It's farther than Orange Park a little bit. But at least we have something to do. You know what I mean? That's comics.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we had, the Daytona, I definitely went down there more often. Tirnanog, what's up? They still use my picture that I took of Tirnanog as their Facebook profile picture.
Really?
I'm so proud of it. Yeah, they reached out. I took the picture. I posted it. I'm like, hey, I hit up Tirnanog for comedy. And they reached out to me if they can use it. I'm like, sure. And they did. I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of it. Yeah. My little footprint in Daytona.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to do Daytona
Have you done Daytona before?
I have not.
It is... I don't even know what to compare it to the Jacksonville. Nothing. Like we have nothing like that here.
What do you mean? Like what makes it different?
The vibe is so different.
Really?
So,
in what way?
okay, so it's a bar. First of all, it's a bar, which we are familiar with, bar mics. Yeah. So there is some kind of a setup of some pool tables. Anyway, and next on the other side there is this stage with maybe like a good 20 to 30 seater, if that. So it's very small. But the vibe is like crazy. That's the only mic they have on Wednesdays, I think. But I don't know. There is always some crazy stuff happening there. The bedroom is just like this flappy door. And I don't know. I just like the vibe. I like these hole in the wall
Vibe.
places. Like to me, it's very funny. To me, these are totally non-threatening. I never had any bad experience. Nobody attacked me personally. Maybe it's the way I look, but nobody, you know what I mean? Like nothing.
You've made it out alive.
Nothing ever happened to me. And my younger brother came here. I took him to one of the open mics in Jacksonville, downtown, right? Or 5 Points. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous right now. What's going to happen? I'm like, nothing is going to happen. I'm like, everything is, what are you talking about? So some people are just
nervous.
I don't know.
I have no feeling like that in my body at all.
Yeah.
I am ready to die if it's time to die.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk about death then.
Yeah, I've always been a big risk taker. So throw me in the back of an alley at 3 a.m. in Harlem. I don't give a fuck.
Interesting.
Ready to, if it's time to die, it's time to die.
I definitely think that's one of the problems we have is how desperately people are grasping to their lives. You know what I mean? Right. I always try to make this funny and I can never do it. Like you would be, not you personally, but as a person, you would be so much freer if you don't care.
If you don't care,
right.
I know, my God, why do people care so much?
I don't know. Like, you're moving on. Like, that's good. You had a good run. You know what I mean? I did not regret anything I did in my life.
And you're right. And also the people who just live their lives on the daily caring so much about what other people think of them. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I definitely don't care about that.
I give no shits. And and then now I'm realizing as I get older, I love my shy friends. I'm the outgoing one.
Mm-hmm. No, but really? I'm just kidding.
No, but there's many introverted people who
I
are
am
comedians.
very introverted. You should
comedians
see me.
Are introverted.
You should see me out when I'm just like, let's say I don't know you are there.
It's not comedy. You're pretty introverted.
Oh my God. I sit in a corner sipping on a beer like a weirdo. No, that's me. And then still me, even after 6 years of comedy. it's still me. I am more looser. So if somebody comes up to me, I'm not as like, okay, cool. I can talk now, at least to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Women, absolutely not.
Wow.
I have to have like totally drunk. Or
wasted to be like, hey, ma'am.
It's not. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's just stupidity.
No, it's not. It's a natural feeling or your personality or how you were raised or whatever. But I don't know. I guess over time I realize I'd rather hang out with more people like me who are not gonna like. You don't have to be outgoing like me, but as long as you're not getting embarrassed by how I am outgoing.
Yeah, right.
Because like I've hung out with people where I'm like, I don't care. I'm saying and doing, like I was showing my friend my muscle. I'm starting to get a muscle here.
Uh-huh.
And then like we were in a bar and I'm like, let me show you how I did it. I was doing these. So I like went like against the chair and I was like, this is what I was doing. And suddenly one of my friends was like looking around like, is people going to look and see what she's doing? I'm like, you really give a fuck? Like it's
wow.
It's like midnight in a bar. People are drinking, not even paying attention to us. And I was just showing you my little move. All I did was show the chair. I did it on the chair.
Yeah.
So like people, I'm like, I don't want to be around people like that.
That is very interesting.
I'm a loud person. That's why I fit in Brazil and Spain. You're at a restaurant loud and here it's quiet. Yeah. I know when to change my tone when I'm in a quiet place. I'm not going to be like crazy and stuff. But overall, I don't care what people think.
Yeah, I mean, look at my comedy and look at your comedy.
No, like we can't care.
We don't care. Like,
no.
I mean, did I get offended that somebody said that Bruce Willis is funnier than me? Yes. but he's also, older, so he has more experience.
Right.
I'm going to bring up this Bruce Willis, poor guy. I love him. I always loved him.
Actually, I don't even know what happened to him. Is he sick or something? Sorry. Is he dead? I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
As far as I know, he's not dead. No, he has dementia.
Oh, okay. I did hear. I heard about that.
Dementia sucks.
One of the diseases. Right.
I mean, there are several diseases, but he got this one of them that's called dementia. But
but isn't there many that cause dementia?
What I dislike is that his daughter is posting this almost every day. I don't know if she's still doing it because I just didn't keep up. Why? You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to daily watch this every day? That he is deteriorating. Dementia is brutal.
Oh, I know. That's sad.
It's brutal.
It's
and maybe sad. If she's doing it for awareness, good for her. Kudos. Great.
Well, hopefully that's why, right?
Or just to get into Hollywood, piggyback riding on.
Could be. Could be.
Psst, did you hear that? All right. So I don't know. This episode is not coming out for a long time. So, but anyway, what the heck were we talking about that I started talking about Bruce Willis again? I don't know. I mean, we can wrap it up. I just wanted to see where you are heading in 2024.
Yeah.
How long was it?
We're almost a few more minutes than we're at a half an hour.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, we can talk for an hour. I can talk about comedy forever. I got a bunch of new books, comedy books.
Did you?
Don't ask me which ones, but I got some. Yeah.
I saw a new one. Someone recommended. I need to get.
It's interesting. I don't know where comedy is gonna go as a whole. Like we had the, hey, I'm posting videos of crowd work, and I feel like it's dying down now. Like,
don't say that, Imre.
Why?
That's the only thing I kind of want to post. I don't want to post my material.
Compared to where we were like a year ago, when that's all that was, I feel like people I'm not saying it's dead, but I can see that it's less and less now.
You know what, though? I've had conversations with random people, like I've met when I've gone out and stuff, and more of the young people are saying they like the riffing. They like they're like, oh, we like it's in the now, in the moment.
Right.
And I guess that's good for me.
Well,
because I'm good at that, but
it's called improv comedy.
Right.
I always say this, but it's true. Like, hey, you want to riff on stuff? It's great. It's definitely funny. But I've been to shows when I knew a comedian who was doing this, and somebody in the audience said, "Start the jokes already." Because it's not for everybody. Riffing is not for everybody, just as jokes are not just for not for everybody.
Right.
And if you're good, you have a good mix. I do crowd work, but very little. It's more of it's more like I'm baiting Like I know what they're gonna answer, or whatever they answer, it doesn't matter because I'm leaning into a joke.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I'm the opposite.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm looking for material.
Right.
Like when I'm asking, I'll be like, oh, and then sometimes an audience member will give me something good. I'm like, ooh, I'll write that down.
Yeah, right.
I'll ask a question.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Or other times, maybe I'm bombing. I'm like, shit, this didn't work. So I'm like, what do you guys think about blah, blah, blah? And then I might get a laugh.
Yeah.
Which saves me because, that's my ego and my pride. Like, damn, that new material didn't work. At least I got something with a crowd, riffing with a crowd.
No. But I can tell you, so I had my friend, and she was, she started comedy very soon after me. And, she was writing and she was performing. And at one point I was like, hey, maybe you should try some crowd work and see, maybe that's, because she had that personality. I'm like, shout out for Janet. So she had the personality that she could talk to the people and it was funny in a funny way. So guess what? She switched. So she kept writing, but the written material was less and less, and she lead into more into crowd work. And guess what? She can do an hour or how many, doesn't matter, because it's in the moment. She makes fun of the people who are in there. The people love it most of the time, right? So, I mean, she's not insulting them, but she's making fun of them. Like, that's something I appreciate, but it's not what I want to do. I'm a writer. So I sit down and I write. Now I come up with stupid stuff because that's how I work. But maybe if you think that that's what you want to do, maybe you should lean into it. Like, look at good, some crowd work artists like Matt Rife.
His videos pop up on my thing, and yeah, I mean, it seems like something that anyone can do, really.
No, not really. I cannot do it. I can do it a little bit, but I cannot do it. Like, I love Mikey, and he's, I think, probably one of the best in town when it comes to riffing on just random stuff. He goes up and he can do an insane amount of time just talking to the crowd. Mm-hmm. Just good, and he's mostly funny. Or at one point, if they're not laughing, he starts yelling and stuff. But that's his personality. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe for 2000, like, I have a goal, and I'm gonna say it on here also. So for 2025, my goal is that I'm gonna only do clean comedy. I know. I get the same looks. Everybody is like, "Yeah,
Imre,
that's not gonna happen."
Who are you?
I know. People are. I just want to see if I can do it. Not forever. Just I want to try it for a year. I will try
a whole freaking year. Why not just like once a week?
Just to write clean. I started writing clean, and just try to be funny for everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's always a goal for me, but half the time, when something comes to my head, I gotta write it down. It's
100%.
So my goal is similar to yours, but I'm gonna be doing both always. Mm-hmm. My dirty stuff that comes to my mind, I always just.
Oh no! I mean, I'm not gonna not
do your dark.
I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna write it down and put it on the side.
You're not even gonna perform it.
But I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see about that
because
so some people book me specifically because I'm dark, right? They're not gonna. Hey, let me joke about football tables and balls, and that's already dirty,
see?
Right? I cannot. So. But it's a challenge for me, and I think a pretty reasonable time frame. Like, hey, I'm not gonna do it this year, but I'm shooting for that next year, and I'm telling it to everybody so they can hold me accountable.
Oh, well, now we will.
And I might fail. I might doing it for a month, and I'm like, guys, this sucks. I will rather quit comedy than do clean comedy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what's gonna happen. I don't know.
That's mind blowing.
I know. I get the same reaction from everybody. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, see if it works or not. I'm gonna try to write earlier clean, so I have at least 5-10 minutes clean by beginning of next year, so I have something to lean on, But I don't know, we'll see. And
what do you think is the biggest tip or trick when it comes to writing comedy that you've learned that you've found helpful?
Yeah, I think if you think something is funny, just work on it.
How? What tip or trick for working on it would you say works for you?
But I mean, it's like, so many times, especially with my comedy, people are like, yeah, this is just not going to work because it's too dark or too whatever. And I always try to make like different. When I write, I try to make different angles. Like I try to approach a joke from different angles, and try them on stage. And if one of them works, it's gonna work. And that's why it's important to me, but to everybody else, to go to other freaking mics, not just your usual one spot. Because that's when you learn, okay, actually I thought this was funny, but half of the crowd is not laughing at this, so I guess it's not that funny. You know what I mean?
It's hard to tell. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, to me, I mean, that's...
Like writing-wise, technique-wise.
I mean, there are so many different ways to write.
Right. So what is your, like, preferred helpful way?
So when I write, like I write from the news. Like I love to write just news stuff. So I watch the news a little bit, or I read headlines. That's my favorite when I read headlines. And I don't even read the news. I just come up with something. And it might be not even related to the actual news piece. But so my technique is not every morning, but on the mornings I scroll through the news feed on my phone. And I'm like, okay, this looks funny. And I write it down on my notepad. And I later come back to it and I try to write a joke about it. So that's one of them.
But when you're writing, you start off writing like a big, huge paragraph. You don't care about editing. Do you go back the next day, then you edit, like with an editing mindset, rather than just writing a story? Or are you like in so deep in the game that as you're writing, you're actually thinking about technique and formatting and cutting, trimming fat in that first time?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So...
Because I just write everything.
Right. I'm a setup punch guy. So I always think in that format, right? Everything has to be a joke. Because I love LPM, laugh per minute. Mm-hmm. And if I don't hit the right LPM, very rarely, like I do enjoy long setups with, like I was doing, what joke was I doing? I don't know. It was at a show and you could hear the pin drop because it was just so... It might have been the Bruce Willis bit. I don't know. So it was just so off-putting. And then I say the punchline and then the laugh comes and it's all worth that 30 seconds of silence to me or 40 seconds of silence. And hopefully I can come up with a tag later on. So I have a solid joke. Okay, this works. And hopefully I can come up with a tag that I can add to it or two more and get the more laughs so my LPM, the laugh per minute, will go up. Now, to be honest, LPM doesn't matter, I think. Some people find certain comedians funny that their LPM is just super low, but they are really funny. So
right.
Which I appreciate. It's fine.
Because maybe it's a big, like, A laugh.
Yeah, right.
Instead of a bunch of small A and B or C even laughs. It's more like a big, huge A laugh. So
I don't really write out long bits. I think the last long bit that I wrote out that was super long, it was last summer. There was an accident on I-4. And that's all that happened. We were sitting in the I-4 traffic for hours. And I just started writing. And I started Googling accidents on I-4. And I found some weird accident or whatever where the guy's head fell off.
Oh.
That's hilarious. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I had. I'm like, okay, accident. That was not the same accident. So what I'm trying to say, this is my process. So there was an accident, long line, but what other accidents are here? And I found like a bunch of obviously motorcycle accidents, helmet accident, or people with no helmet accidents. And this scenario, I came up with the idea that hey, this guy was actually wearing a helmet.
Oh my God.
So it's a pretty long bit. It's like a 2, maybe 3 minute long bit. And I have little jokes here and there, but the end is kind of weak. And I've been trying to. It's really funny to me, and I performed it a couple of times. It does work, but I'm just still hunting for that really big ending. You know,
right? I know. So. It takes months sometimes.
Oh, a long time, yeah.
To find something for the endings, yeah. I think. Well, I've always been an over texter, over writer, over emailer, over everything, and everyone tells me. Too many details always, but that's how I always start everything.
Which is fine. You can add details, but the details have to be funny. You know what I mean? Like you have to make the details, but you don't have. You can do whatever you want, Flo.
I will try and see and fail and succeed and fail and try again. So.
But you know, you have to like keep messing with it. That's my other problem. I hate repeating myself. So I hate doing the same joke. I always tweak it. Even the best jokes I have, I always like, let me try it this way. Let me pause longer here, let me pause longer there. And
You sound like you're really good at editing.
and it sucks.
I
But-
hate that part of
the editing
process.
one. Well,
Like
to
going
me, the audience will edit to me, because if I
True.
say something that they're not laughing, that's
True.
out.
But I guess the part is going back and watching the videos and writing
Sure.
down and listening to every damn thing
Yeah.
and taking notes and going back to my document, and I don't know, that part's just so tedious and annoying and mundane. to
Mundane,
me.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god. So I've been slacking in that department too.
I honestly, in the past 6-7 months, I've been like, I don't know what's going on. It my depression changed. So I used to be depressed just every now and then during the year.
Maybe that's why we're both ready
Very
to die
deep. Yeah,
at any moment.
like deep,
Like,
deep
who fucking
depression.
cares?
But now it changed, and my depression is not as deep. I'm okay. I can do daily tasks, but it's there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something changed. I don't know what changed. Maybe it's just age or whatever. It's a constant. It's not even sadness. It's not sadness
It's
per se.
melancholy.
It's just like I'm just floating. You know what I mean? Just like it's
Just
happening.
going with the flow.
Mm-hmm. And I don't
Your
like that. I'm
emotions.
always a pusher. Like I'd like to do stuff, but that's why I hated about my depression in the many years ago, because I couldn't do stuff. I was just like, I don't want to move. My body is like, yeah, you are not moving today, and then you are not moving today.
That's what I've gone through the
Yep.
past couple months. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
No, I still got my ass up and went to comedy shows. That's the only reason I kept going. You know, I'm talking about like
No, that's
open
the thing.
mics and the writing.
I
And
push
and
myself to the max. Once I'm there, I enjoy a hangout. I enjoy talking to people.
No, I
And then-
went a couple times and then I left. I signed up
I
at
know.
Boussoir
Yeah.
twice, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
'Cause
No, it
then-
sucks. And when you try to talk about depression to people who do not have depression,
Mhm.
they don't understand this. It's
Yeah.
like so funny to me. Like they don't get what this is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not funny, but funny.
Oh
Because
yeah.
how different we are as people. You know?
Right.
Like interesting.
And it makes me wonder if the way we're raised had anything to do with it.
Maybe a mixture. Like
Of how we deal with stuff.
I grew up in a relatively happy family. Like my parents were always fighting, but they were together, you know, for a long. They were still
Fighting
together.
is not happy.
I don't know. I mean, definitely not happy. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I think about my childhood as a happy childhood. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Hmm.
Even
Well, that's good.
yeah. And I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to say is that even though I grew up in a relatively normal environment and encouraging for the most part, except they never let me skateboard, but that's different. I turned out the way I turned out, and I do have depression, and I do understand depression on a level like I understand it because I go through it all the time.
Well, we should exchange books and stuff that we should read.
Yeah.
Like I just read Arnold Schwarzenegger's Be Useful.
Mm-hmm.
It was motivating to be like, get off your ass and do something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. Because he said it in a way like, I don't know, just the way he put it. It's like, okay, I need to
Sure.
get up and do shit. So then I wrote some new stuff, and I did it last week, and that's what I'll do tonight, whatever my brain retains. So again, I'm not so dedicated in memorizing all my stuff to
Right.
make sure the punchline. I'll probably end up tonight looking back at my shit, being like, dang, I forgot that line and
Yeah.
that and that and that, because I'm still trying to. I'm doing too much, I think, but
Yeah. It took me years to get there, and definitely hosting the Comedy Zone open mic rock bottom. What's up? That definitely helped me. Just going out there. I have some ideas in my head.
that pushes you.
Let me try.
Having
it.
that weekly thing. Now, if I had a
Yeah.
weekly thing, I would be pushed because I'm like, this is my responsibility.
Right.
But then again, if you have a partner, I guess
Yeah.
I probably would have ended up being like, hey, can you?
I definitely. But first of all, that was kind of mandatory. Like they said, you have to have somebody
Two?
as a co-host. Yeah.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
it didn't bother me. I'm like, whatever. It's a thing. But I understand why. So if I'm out or Elizabeth is out, the other one can fill in or whatever.
Heck
And it's
yeah.
good. So that's why the mic never went down. I think we didn't do 2 weeks. One was a hurricane and the other one's between Christmas and New
Yeah.
Year's.
Luckily,
That's
I've
it.
never had to I mean, I'm only once a month, but
Yeah.
I've never had to ask someone to cover.
That's good.
I almost did. I was almost going to travel this January, but then I
Mhm.
didn't. So I've been going since June of 2022.
That's crazy.
Almost.
Yeah, Justice Pub. What's up?
Justice Pub, what up? Once June of 2024 hits, that's 2 years of not. Yeah, just going at the open mic every month.
Yeah, we've been doing it. We took over. I did like a couple of them, just helping out Bobby a little bit. And then he asked me if I want to take it. So I did like December. I think it was either end of November or beginning of December. So it's been going on for over a year.
It's funny. I met him there, but I never got up on that when he was running it.
Oh, really?
I just watched because I wasn't mentally
interesting.
prepared to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never tried it when he was running it.
Hmm.
My friend did, and she didn't give a fuck. But
yeah.
anyway,
So, tell me about your show, because I think it's pretty solid now, right?
oh yeah, the show I'm putting on, producing once
Just
a
in
month.
general. So it's like what? It's like for first Friday, first Saturday, or
It's no, actually, it's whenever the club can do it. It's ended up being. Are you talking about the open mic or the show?
No, the show. The show.
It's ended up being like the third week.
Okay.
I think
so roughly.
almost every time it's the third or fourth Friday. Now we're on a Saturday. We're gonna see how that goes.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then see what February looks like.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to do it, because you motivated me to cut my beard, because I'm like, it's too long now. So I'm like,
Your beard, it looks good.
no, it's too long, I think.
Oh, I think it looks.
I look like a 45-year-old dude.
Looks fine.
But anyway.
Maybe if you shaved it. Everyone guys shaved it.
No. I'm not
young.
gonna shave it.
You're just gonna trim it.
Yeah. I just don't like it's too long. Like I like a little bit shorter.
Your preference. Go with what you prefer.
Yeah, but the show, because I'm like, all right, I'm doing a show. I have to cut it. I'm gonna cut it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Just the two of us.
Yeah, we
Cool. Perfect
went
timing.
a while. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let's clap one more time. Oh, and say your tags, or not tags. Hashtags. What is that called?
Handles.
Handles.
Yeah. Hashtags are good too. I did start a hashtag Flo Funny, but who knows what that went with. Flo Funny. Facebook won't let me change it to Flo Funny, so it's Flo Funny Joe with one N in funny.
This is like the weirdest thing. They have these, like the TikTok, I log myself out of TikTok somehow. It's crazy. All right, and my handle is I am stand up everywhere, mostly. Well, TikTok will change, but we'll see. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, did you hear that? We got the lowdown on the streets where the talk's at. From the hood to Hollywood, we spilling all the tea. Ain't no secret safe, no, we bring the heat. We dropping names and we dishing the dirt. Psst, did you hear that? Spreading rumors like crack, ain't no turning back. We the real OGs taking it to the airwaves. Psst, did you hear that? Getting the scoop, all the celeb facts, you better listen up, cause we run this podcast.